We are at the start line of the Whiteline Tarmac Rallysprint Series. As you can see behind me, 60 or so metres into a hard double apex right-hander. Competitors then steam on down through the gears to get their lap underway. By the time competitors get to this stage of the track, they've weaved through a series of tight turns near the grass car park. They'll then proceed left through the gates here into the D2 car park. Roughly halfway through the D2 car park section is this tight little hairpin section. Competitors will steam uphill, they'll veer to the right, heavy on the brakes, and then hard left as they make it through the hairpin chicane section. Importantly, it is a no skid zone, so there'll be no skidding from the competitors in this section of the track. We are at the highest point in terms of elevation here within the D2 car park. The competitors have been through 12 turns by the time they get to this point. They'll then charge downhill through a slight left, heavy on the brakes, and then veer right back out of the D2 car park. At this point of the track, competitors have entered the main car park. You can see behind there's a real tight chicane. It's about 150 metres down to a real heavy braking section, and we've got left hairpin straight into right hairpin into the all-important toilet shed bend. We're here at the roundabout. Competitors have come downhill onto the link road. The straight is broken by a chicane, but as they approach this roundabout, it's heavy uphill braking. They'll turn left, which takes us out to the drag strip. Now, if you ask any of the competitors here who've got more power than traction, it is this that is their favourite corner. Of course, it is the hairpin, wide open spaces to get on the power nice and early and head on down the drag strip. The final set of corners for the Whiteline Tarmac Rallysprint Series is this tight, twisty section behind me. You go left, you go right, you go left again through a gap in the concrete wall in the drag strip, right one more time, and then steam down to the finish line. After 4.5 kilometres of full throttle action through Sydney Dragway, this is the finish line for our competitors. 4.5 Ks, flat out, it's run, it's done, and for the bravest, they may very well have won it. This, of course, is where it all ends. Well, in big news, we have snagged ourselves a ride with Craig in his 77 Mark II Escort. We've got the helmet, we've got the suit on. Strap yourself in as we go for 4.5 adrenaline charged kilometres around the Whiteline Tarmac Rallysprint circuit. Let's go for a ride. Go for it, and that can only mean one thing: we are away. Craig lets it rip from the first corner. Hard into the first double apex corner. Oh, I'm loving that. Second gear, third gear. Heavy on the brakes, down again into turn 3. The Mark II Escort absolutely shipping it. Probably one of the higher risk corners on the track here. You head straight towards the gutter, but the tail steps out. Geez, you can tell it's not Craig's first time. He really takes a wide line into there. Beautiful lift-off oversteer there into about turn 8 or 9. Now the main straight comes. This is where the Escort will stretch its legs. A little bit of surface deterioration on the outside. Third gear, fourth gear into the new D2 car park. Quite heavy on the brakes. This is a confusing corner for some. It does sharpen right at the end, and it is a no skid zone. Uphill now through the D2 car park. We are heading west. Craig letting the Escort absolutely loose. Remember, no skid zone here. The tight hairpin section indeed. One more tight hairpin. Then a little right left. We're approaching the highest point now in the D2 car park. Full throttle as we head down the hill, all the way through to 5th gear. We're heavy on the brakes. Geez, this Escort stops well. We enter the normal car park, the grassed section, 3rd, 4th gear. We're heavy on the brakes and a hard right-hand corner. Geez, the tail likes stepping out. Quite a deceptive chicane here, a little bit sharper than it looks. Wow, she's quite steady. Definitely got some white line performance. Now we've got left hairpin into right hairpin, and the most important corner on the track is, of course, the toilet shed right-hander. You do not want to cut this one. The apex is a gutter. Full throttle now as we head uphill. Temporary chicane as we make it down towards the link road. Again, gutters on the outside, clears that chicane really well indeed. The Escort stretching the legs now through to the famous, or for some, infamous roundabout. Geez, she stops well. Beautiful car control. Heavy left-hand corner. heading now in the same direction as the drag strip. The Escort stretching her legs into the famous hairpin, a corner favoured of some and most. Geez, it's wide, it's got a lot of space. A number of different lines you can take. To the final suite of corners now. We head back down the drag strip, 4th gear. Letting her rev all the way up. The Escort is absolutely screaming. Heavy on the brakes into the left, right, left combination through the concrete walls. Out of the drag strip, the final right-hand sweeper. We are now full throttle towards the finish line. 4.5 kilometres at the Whiteline Tarmac Rallysprint Series. That is run and done. Huge shout out to Craig for taking us on that journey, and thank you for joining us.